What's up, folks? Today we are doing whiskey glazed ribs. Stick around. Okay, dudes and dudettes, I already got the fire barrel or the pit barrel cooker already going. It's ready to rock. So now we just got to prep these ribs and get them thrown on. I'm gonna bring you on down here. All right, so already got them unwrapped. It's about 3.5 pounds spare ribs, St. Louis cut, and we just need to get off the membrane on the back. Now there's a little bit of membrane here. Some people take it off, some don't. I think it only takes a few seconds, 10 seconds sometimes, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I like to go in on the meat side and then work my way over to the bone, so that way you don't get under the bone membrane, because you don't want that one. That one's not good. You want to leave that one on the meat. Get it under there, pull up. Okay, once you get it going like that, get yourself a paper towel. This will give you some of the grip, because this stuff is pretty slimy. You want to get it going and pull it off. Now sometimes it'll come off in one piece, sometimes it won't. You just gotta deal with it and it's going away. Keep giving it a go, should I say. And as you can see, you can just kind of get under it like this. That's why the paper towels are kind of important, because they give you something to grab onto this. Now the purpose of taking this off is basically just, it lets some of the rub and the sauce get to the meat, and I mean there's really nothing, this just keeps all the flavor out, and it's nothing you really want to eat. It doesn't really add anything, it doesn't really bring anything to the party. Secondly, you want to get some of this off. It's really not needed. You can see it's super fatty like this. You don't need a lot of this stuff on here. It does not for you. You don't got to go too crazy on trimming up ribs. Take off what you think you don't think you need on there. A lot of the fat's going to cook off anyways. These were trimmed up pretty good from the store. So I'm pretty happy about that. Man, this wind is crazy. All right, so next we're gonna go on with a rub. And this rub I'm gonna use today is Heath Ryle's pecan. The pecan gives it kind of a nice, I want to say like a smoky maple syrup kind of flavor. That's the best way I could probably describe it. It's really good. It's got some sweetness to it, and it's got a lot of good stuff in there. But you could use whatever rub you got, whatever you get at the store or whatever you make at home. Plenty of recipes online of how to make it. I would definitely look into that. Now when you're doing your rub, go on with quite a bit. You want to get good coverage. Like I said, this isn't overly salty. It's mostly just like brown sugar, paprika, salt, a little bit of salt. It's just got good stuff. Now, so what I'd like to do is let this top layer sit for about 10 minutes, and then we'll do the bottom section and let that sit for a few minutes too, and then we're going to throw it on the grill. We'll see you back then. All right, we got these ribs all rubbed up, ready to go. Now we just got to get some hooks in them. Now on the pit barrel cooker, it has these hooks, right? You hook the meat and you hang them from the bars, and this just allows a good amount of smoke and heat to get up there and really permeate the meat and get all nice and yummy. That's a technical term as a professional YouTube cook. So what we're going to do with these hooks, now generally most people will hook one at the end and throw them in. That's not a bad way to do it, but half the ribs are really close to the fire, down by the heat source. So I'm going to put a hook in each end, because halfway through the cook, I'm gonna rotate them. I'm gonna invert them. You know what I mean? Inverted. Leave a comment down in the section down there if you guys know what movie that's from. I'm gonna bring you on down here. See, they're looking pretty good, as you can see. Nice red mahogany color. That pecan rub, man, I'm telling you, it looks good. So I'm gonna go in here with the hooks. Now I usually start with about second bone down. This allows you kind of a fail-safe, kind of, that if the ribs get a little too overdone, that you'll have another bone to kind of hold on to. But I'm gonna go right here. So see that one there, like I said, so it's going to be inverted. So you were in a 5G inverted dive with a MiG-28. Yes ma'am, yes ma'am, I was. All right, so that is hooked and ready to go. All right, the ribs are ready to go on. This rack is going to go down. The pit barrel cooker is going to take about 3 to 4 hours. That's generally about what it goes. So there we go. Get your lid off. Bring you on down here too. Gonna hang it right over here. And I'm going to throw in a nice chunk of apple wood. It's pretty much all you need. These things do smoke really well. Put it right there on the coals. Put your lid back on. Lids up, lids on. Now we chill. Okay, the ribs have been on for about an hour and a half. Now it's time to flip them and spritz them. Now, if you remember when I said earlier, we're gonna invert them. So we put 2 hooks, 1 on each end, so they'll cook evenly. So let's get that going, shall we? I'm gonna bring you on down here. We'll get your lid off. Now make sure you have like some good fireproof gloves, some heat resistant ones. These are ones actually from Pit Barrel Cooker. So this is the good time to spritz too. I did about half an hour ago as well. You want to make sure that your rub is set up first. And what I mean by that is when you take your finger here and you can't rub your rub off anymore. The seasonings are stuck. That's what you want. If you spritz it too early, you're just going to spray it all off, then it'd be kind of pointless. So the spritz today is just like last time. It's just water. Water keeps it moist, and water helps the meat absorb some of the smoke flavor. And that's it. Now we just got to flip it. Now you see this is why we put the hook on the other side. Now it's super easy. Just flip her in. This would be a good time to take this one off because it'll be super hot if you wait. Learn from my mistakes. She goes, oh shit, man down, man down. This is another reason to invest in the heat-proof gloves. So if you have an accident like that, which I can tell you right now, that's not my first. You pull these guys out. Check to see if you got any charcoal on it. I got a little bit right there. Spray it down. Spray it off. And you're good to go. You are good to go. All right, Yeah, it's a little noisy, but at least you got to see what happens sometimes in barbecue, because it doesn't always work out perfect. Hi, we're back. Now it's time to make that whiskey glaze. Let's get started. All right, we're gonna start off with 1.5 cups of brown sugar. Sounds like it's a lot, but it's not. There's lots of sugar and barbecue sauce as well. So do not be alarmed. Trust me. I'm a professional YouTube cook, man. I know what I'm doing. Let's just throw it all in there. Okay, next we're going in with 2/3 cups of water. Tablespoon of olive oil. Quarter cup of soy sauce. I'm using low sodium so I can adjust the salt the way I like it in the end. Cup of pineapple juice. Now this is going to make a lot more than I need, but trust me, it's going to get used. So you want to bring that to a simmer, lower it back down, or bring it to a boil. Then as soon as it starts to boil, bring it down to a simmer. Once it gets down to the simmer, we're going to add some garlic and the bourbon and some onions. See you back then. All right, now we're going to go in with the rest of our ingredients here. Got 2 tablespoons of garlic. Got 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm using the stuff in the little plastic bottle. I would definitely recommend using the real stuff, but this is what I got. So that's what I'm going to use. We got to go in. Now the recipe always says on this to go for like a tablespoon of bourbon, and I'm like, that ain't going to be enough. I'm going with 2, about a good shot. And there's a little bit left in this bottle. I'll be saving that for me. All right. I also like to go a little bit of black pepper. Maybe ½ teaspoon. And about a teaspoon of salt. I use low sodium soy sauce. I'll adjust it at the end if I think it needs more. And I'm going to go in with about ½ teaspoon of this ancho chili pepper. All right, we're going to bring this back up to a low simmer and let it thicken. It's going to take about 30 to 40 minutes. You'll know it when it starts sticking to the back of the spoon. I mean, you know what a glaze looks like. You know, around that barbecue sauce consistency. But you're basically looking for something that's going to stick to the back of the spoon. You'll know it when you see it. It'll thicken out nice, and you can tell it's ready to be put on the meat. We'll see you back there. All right, folks, now we just got to go on some of this whiskey glaze. This is where the good stuff happens. So I'm going to put this on about every 15 minutes till it's done, till it's about 202 degrees. All right. Hey guys, we got the ribs off. They're looking good. Now we just got to wrap them up and let them sit for about 20 minutes to let all the juices redistribute back in there. But before we go, We're gonna get one last drizzle of this glaze on. All right, folks, we're at the end. Now this might seem like a 10-minute, 12-minute video to you, but I've been outside for like 4.5 hours. These ribs were on the pit bell cooker for 4 hours. We took them off and we wrapped them in tin foil to let them come down in temperature. You don't want to lose all the juices. So now we're at the happy spot. We get to slice it and we get to try it. Let's do it. Let's bring you on down here so you can see. Got a nice color on them. That whiskey glaze just adds that extra color to it. I'm obviously gonna take this big one right here in the middle. Yeah. Ribs are messy. Make sure you have the proper paper towels and stuff like that handy. All right, we're going in. I'm sure you can't see it very well. It's the sauce. It's that sauce that makes it. It's sweet, it's a little tangy. You get all that smoky flavor from bourbon. It's just different than just trying barbecue sauce all the time. There's nothing wrong with that, but y'all gotta give this a try. Once again, thanks for watching the video and tuning in to Cooking with Whiskey. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Have a good one.